Welcome to the front of Proof. This is Monday, so it's our lightest day of the week. Our grocery store is very close by and I'd like to walk there and show it to you. Not open today. We open Tuesday through Saturday every week. So it's dark in there, but it's a perfect time to give you an update of what's been going on next door. The last time we posted a video on that, I believe, was still back when it wasn't a sure thing yet. It was a holiday market, and we were taking video of that. So you can visit our bakery in the future here. You can park in the giant parking lot in the back, walk through the front, and now you're on Main Street in downtown Mesa here in Arizona. If you walk next door, you can find a better way to your car where you don't have to go the same way you came in. Why stare at the bakery again when you can browse from a selection of local goods? So Main Street Harvest is something that has been in the back of my mind for longer than I've owned Proof. When we first came down here and we were exploring the buildings, we realized that we needed some more storage space for Proof. And then we knew that the owner of these buildings had this vacant building next door. And I thought, that grocery thing that I wanted to do, yeah, about right. I'll show you the other reason that this building exists for Proof too, but I just wanted to call out this beautiful mural that was hand painted by Emerald. Emerald has a lot of videos on our channel. She's the same person that creates just this most incredible artwork on bread. Really, she can score anything there is on bread. Back in December, she hand painted this. It took her from morning to evening on an entire day. And it's a beautiful showcase for the store. Please excuse the fact that it's a little bit dark and a little bit empty today. Like I said, today is Monday and the store's closed. Starting tomorrow morning, this will be filled with fresh Proof bread that we deliver here from our garage bakery still. And that table over there will be filled with fresh Proof pastry. Now, along the way, that's not the only thing in here. So we have an organic farmer, Steadfast Farm. It's the most incredible story in a farm. We met them side by side at a midweek market at Uptown years ago, and we just befriended them, got to know them. We built an incredible relationship over the years. You can find our bread at their farm store out in East Mesa. We've done a lot of events with them over the course of the years. And so when it came to having an initial farmer for the store to bring produce, there was no question that I was calling them first. And I was very excited when they said yes. Even though they've in the past struggled in this area, we're in an area that's up and coming right now, but businesses have not always performed well here over the past few years. What we're seeing on Main Street now is absolutely incredible. There's all kinds of businesses opening up and all kinds of momentum. This store originally started with a holiday market, a 3-day test holiday market. You can see the previous video where I described that. And I basically just asked the people that I knew closest to come and was shocked that all of them that I asked said yes. I thought at first it might just be like bread and coffee or bread and chocolate. So I didn't call the shrimp vendor until like well into the list where it made sense to go bread, shrimp, same place, and call that something like grocery. Some people would argue that this isn't grocery yet, that it doesn't have enough. However, I will say that Amanda and I have hardly been to a regular grocery store since this thing is opened. We can find just about everything that we need. So we have a little bit of cold drinks here, a local soda company that's making juice-based soda, no high fructose corn syrup or anything like that. Local flavors like Arizona oranges in an Arizona orange soda. Really nice stuff if you want a cool drink. We have kombucha that's made locally. This is an iced tea vendor that, in addition to having some regular teas, is offering CBD teas. Man, are they calming. One of the better coffee roasters in town. You may have heard of them if you're around here, Cartel. They're bringing their cold brews into the case here. I picked up a lot of this refrigeration secondhand at an equipment warehouse in Phoenix, and I found these really neat grab-and-go cases over there. One of our favorite salsa vendors also brings some chips. We're going to get restocked by tomorrow. Recently, we added some locally made yogurt. Everybody who's in here is a local producer of food. Everything in here is an Arizona local product. And I think that that's what makes this place special, because it's one of the first places in the Phoenix area where you can go all week and find hyper-local food. We have some soap products, really good friends with these guys. They're a homestead in Gilbert. Our kids play with their kids. We've known them for years, again, from the markets. This refrigerator is not lit, but I can fix that with a flip of a switch. Another local baker, actually, but they're a homestead as well. They make all these beautiful pickles. By far my favorite pickles. Right on their farm, from their own produce, Hartquist Hollow. We brought a honey vendor in. You guys have already seen on the last Main Street Harvest video, shout out to our favorite chocolate maker, DNA Chocolate. They make all the chocolate in our chocolate croissants. And we have just been trying to find ways to strengthen our partnership with them, because they are another small business like us. They face a lot of the same struggles that we do, but yet we have a shared need. We need chocolate from them, and so we really want them to be successful. We are thrilled that they've been one of the best performing vendors in the store, and that this store has given them a whole new opportunity that so far is working out really, really well. Some fresh made jerky, some locally made teas, some hand knitted blankets, some metal artwork, a really neat frozen foods area. So we have pastured chicken, we have pastured duck, we have some of the best shrimp in the entire world, which is surprisingly hard to source here in Phoenix from only 3.5 hours away. Arizona's beach is right across the border in Mexico in a place called Puerto Peñasco or Rocky Point. It's literally 60 miles from the border or so to the ocean. But that area has one of the highest tidal shifts in the entire world. So the water recedes and comes in with the moon cycles. And that means it's very shallow. It's also at the very top of the Sea of Cortez. So it's sort of insulated from the Pacific, and the water is extraordinarily warm. All of that spells shrimp, shrimp, shrimp. Much of the shrimp that you find in the supermarkets around Phoenix is coming from places like Vietnam and Thailand, and it's all farmed. We have wild caught shrimp, some of the best in the world, and different sizes and varietals. This is a mid-range shrimp that's already peeled and deveined. However, you can also find this ginormous frozen shrimp that still has the veins and the shell, so depending on what you're doing with it. The family that's bringing this owns the fishing boats right across the border and has been fishing in Rocky Point for generations. It's a third-generation fishing family. And so that's what this place is all about. It's all about taking what we've done with Proof and opening it up to others like us. We have a local coffee vendor, some lotions, some spices, some popcorns. We have some ice cream, some granola. I can't believe what's happened, because originally I asked my 20 closest connections that I also really highly respected for their food production. They all said yes. It all went pretty well when we tested it out. We opened, we were surprisingly stable. Our sales were going very well for everybody. And now the vendors are just pouring in all on their own. So we've been adding vendors every single week to the store since we've opened. And we aren't really doing a whole lot of asking anymore. We're just fielding all the requests that are coming in. So I couldn't be more stoked about everything that's going on. You can see that I have one of the proof bread walls that we build all the time that you've probably seen if you follow us on Instagram, me constructing. It's currently kind of a wall of separation for the store. Back there, we're doing distribution for the bakery. So because we're getting ready to move next door into a much larger facility, we're having to ramp up to those levels. And ramping up to those levels is really breaking our ability to do everything from the garage. So currently packaging and distribution for proof is in this back half, which one day will move next door to our new space into that back room. And the grocery store will just continue to grow. Now, this space also has a little kitchenette that's out of view right now in its own room. Once we're done with next door, we're going to be turning that into a little commercial kitchen. Why? So that everything that's perishable, both from the bakery and from this side, can be made into some sort of prepared food and shared with the community in that way. So rather than letting things go to waste and age, we have quite literally some of the highest quality food that you can find in this area, in this store. So the idea of something going to waste, it's almost unforgivable. So Amanda is actually really passionate about this particular problem and is going to be launching her own little concept based on using the stuff that's aging in here. The other thing that we're doing with all these vendors is we are actively moving so that all of these vendors can participate in our home delivery. We started a bread delivery to all the residential areas around Phoenix over the course of this past 12-month period. It's gone well, it's been stable, it's developed quite more than we even expected, and we believe that it's a big part of our future. But we don't want to be in it alone. We want to bring all of these groceries along with, so we're actively doing a lot to change how we think about delivery so that we can accommodate cold food and even frozen food, and can't wait for some of that. And I'll share another little secret that I just cannot believe exists. So in Arizona, something that's extremely rare is the notion of a basement. Now, I mentioned to you that this space next door, in a previous video where we talked about the updates on proof construction, I mentioned that we are adjoining the two units in the very back with some side roll-up doors. There's an alley that separates them that's a few feet, but otherwise we're going to be able to bring something as big as a pallet on wheels from over there through the roll-up door and into this space. Well, there's no home for it here. The whole upper floor is going to be grocery. Right now we're stocking back stock in the back over there, but eventually this entire floor is going to be filled with local groceries. Hopefully hundreds of local vendors will be represented in this space, and the back stock will no longer be on this upper floor, nor will Proof's flour that doesn't fit next door, because we have a basement. And this is where our tour will conclude. But if you walk down here, when I first came into these spaces, I was just shocked. Because watch this. So we have this little finished space. This used to be a wedding venue, so I'm not exactly sure what they did down here. There was some games and stuff. But now we're entering into what's unfinished basement, and it's all under the whole floor and wraps around and doubles on this side. So we just have space on space on space on space down here. Thousands of extra square feet down here that we have to utilize in this space. And so eventually we hope to turn all of this into more walk-in refrigeration and freezing for the grocery store so that we can accommodate into the hundreds of vendors. When they drop their supplies, we'll have the stuff that goes out to the store, and all their back stock will be able to come down here. So in order to do that, we have to convert this half into a giant walk-in that will make the walk-in at Proof look small, even though it certainly is not. We will be able to store all of our pallets of flour down here, and it is just the extra little bit of space that we need so that we don't have the same problem that we've been encountering season after season after season since we started, and that's overgrowing what we have. So oddly, as beautiful and historic as these buildings are, I mean, this one, you might have caught it, it has these beautiful old original wood floors that are also 100 years old. This particular building was built in the 1920s, so the floors are nearing a century. It's a little bit newer than the building next door, but such a cool character of this building is the wood floors. And then next door we have all that brick. These buildings have an incredible amount of character, but I am just as excited about the fact that these buildings, this building in particular, has that basement, because what a game changer that now we can expand the grocery all the way to the back wall. And so that's what I mean. You can park in the giant parking lot that's in the back. It's huge. You can walk in the back of Proof, spend however much time you want in there, and then come back around to that same giant parking lot while browsing and hopefully shopping for all of your local groceries. If you come and visit us, note you'll be able to take the light rail from the airport directly here if you have any interest in visiting us and hanging out with us in the future. I hope that if you go back to that video update about our new bakery, you'll have one extra reason to do so, knowing that whether or not we have the ability to personally connect, hopefully we will, you will be immediately immersed into that space and seeing what's going on. This space will be worthy in its own right because we're just one local business doing one set of local things in one particular food category, and that's bread. But the same exact type of passionate stories exist for every single vendor that's here. They have a lot of the same local food production struggles. They have a lot of the same passions that brought them to smoking jerky or making chocolate. There's deep stories that make this food worthwhile and interesting to learn about and then hopefully incorporate into your world. So when you visit us in the future, hopefully there'll be a whole lot more to take in than just bread. And this store is open now. So if you happen to be coming to this part of town, Mesa, Arizona, anytime soon, you can come visit us Tuesday through Saturday. We're open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day here. If you want to learn more about this place, right now we have an Instagram account for it at Main Street Harvest. That's Main ST Harvest. You can find us there. And we're very excited about everything that's going on. Every single week right now, just crazy changes, huge differences from one week to the other, both here and next door. My store manager, Lacey, she's begging me to move this bread wall back and add a fridge already because we're out of space for the people that are coming in. So I can't wait to share this journey along the way. I can't wait to dig in and share some of the experiences of some of these other vendors with this community here, this online community, because my story, like I said, is just one. I am so excited that now on a daily basis we have this incredible opportunity to bump into people that are facing some of the same issues that we are, trying to make the best possible food for this community. So hopefully it is going to continue along the route that it's been going now. And certainly we can say that yes, this move all started with one rough relationship with a neighbor that pushed us out through constant calling into the city. And the $400,000 move that we have next door and the stresses of all this transition, they quite literally could have put us out. But right now, all of it is trending towards working out for the better. I can't wait for the bakery to move because it's been almost 4 years where I've slept, where I've worked, and that has its toll that over time as well. So this is a nice time to turn the chapter. I think that all of us at Proof and Main Street Harvest are ready for it. And well, this is a preview of what we are building here. So I hope you guys like it so far. I can't wait to share how it changes over time. For now, it's time to actually do yet another change. Today, I am moving packaging in part back to the garage because we're in such a crazy season of change, and as we've been evaluating where to do what, we decided that on Fridays we have to package bread here ahead of farmers markets, but that it's actually worthwhile to load up our slicer on the truck once a week and move it back and forth because it's much easier for us to package on our lighter days still back at the bakery. So excuse me while I load up our truck with our slicer and our packaging items that have been here for a little while now and move on with my day. Till next time.